on the tongue, in the head, warm, beating, frantic, winged.
So The World's Wife is a chamber opera
about many famous women in history,
based on poems by the British poet Carol Ann Duffy. And what she did was actually select women from history.
Many spouses of famous characters of history and myth. Queen Herod, Queen Kong, Mrs. Darwin, Frau Freud.
Women that stood beside famous men.
So it's not just the women themselves, but also their relationship with their men and the context of that in history.
And throughout history, those women, they never got their own voice, or they never had the chance maybe to tell their own side of the story.
And Carol Ann Duffy, the poet, places these women back into these narratives and gives them agency. And in doing that, she asks many questions of how we understand gender, how we understand our history, but also how we even tell stories.
Never again, I needed to clean up my act.
What is it if a woman tells a story? Because we are so influenced by time and by history, of course, that I really wonder what our own voice is.
But also in juxtaposition with their spouses or their husbands or the men that they are in close contact with.
Starting with the mythical women, going to the poems of Carol Ann Duffy, then to Tom's music via the Ragazze Quartet and Lucia.
I think that it's really important to celebrate women not just alive right now, but also to look back in history and take another look at what women have done in the past and contributions to society that we know of that aren't so celebrated, and make sure that those are as well celebrated.
And one of the things that this production has given us the opportunity to do is really try and explore that, and then also really importantly go beyond that. So we are making a piece that's just about women as they are, not in relation to man, not in relation to anyone else necessarily. And that's really valuable and really artistically fruitful as well.
This opera is starting from our past, right? It really starts from the historical women, from mythical women. Who am I and what do I stand for? And that is, of course, a lifelong journey.
It's like a whole spectrum of women's stories, actually.
No.
I've asked Lucia Lucas, a transgender performer, to embody all those women. Because Lucia is, for me, my hero, my heroine. Because she actually really chose and followed her own path. She actually went to the other side of the world to follow her own voice and to really be who she wants to be. And I find that truly amazing, and I see that as an example for all of us.
Trans rights are a hugely contested topic in the UK right now, and I think that's probably the case all across Europe. And I wouldn't want to define exactly what we're saying by placing Lucia, brilliant baritone, in this role, but it's definitely important not just for her to be represented, but also for her and for trans people to be included in these narratives in this way. Place her on stage in a context where she can show her artistry, not just as a woman or as a trans woman, but as a fantastic performer, and for the audience to embrace her like that.
We are coming out of our little niche of opera and really connecting to a wonderful new audience and a new world.
As I was from a night on the
To present The World's Wife via Lucia and the Ragazzes, I think it's so honest, really coming from everybody's insights and really about the desire to be. That's why I think we have to create it now and to really stand up and be brave and talk about those issues via art, via opera, via music. And the epilogue is new and especially made for this World's Wife opera. And we created this epilogue with from interviews of the Ragazzes and Lucia. It's a very personal journey for all of us to really find our own voice.
1, 2, 3.
I hope that the audience leaves with hopefully a better understanding of at least some of the women in history and a desire to learn more. Also a deep understanding that women are strong.
I like to show and invite the audience to join me on that journey, and hopefully on the end we have a very truthful and a very sensitive and loving ending, because we end with this epilogue, a very personal epilogue.
You have no power over me. My light. Letting go of things that are not positive is very important. Look